Hi, this is Mike Regan with Transact's 2-Minute Warning for the week of May 25th. In this week's 2-Minute Warning, we're continuing to look at why your company needs to have a written transportation and supply chain management plan. Today, May 27th, we hosted a very important webcast with our friends from CSCMP and the Knit League. We featured myself, Jim Tompkins, and Rick Blaskin talking about why your company needs to have a written transportation plan. Now, Jim's team put out a great article about a month and a half ago, which is why I called them up and said, let's talk about this. Well, in April, we had a great webcast with Yossi Sheffi. You ought to go listen to that. Yossi was talking about the fact that when you don't have a written plan and you're basically winging it in your transportation and supply chain strategy, bad things will happen, but the real impact of this is the fact that you had no idea that these bad things were going to happen, which is why you're surprised. Now, if you take a look at the things that have happened since just the beginning of the year, I want to ask, did your transportation plan contemplate what would happen if these things occurred? On the plus side, we're seeing the Supreme Court having declared IEEPA tariffs unlawful. It looks like another court, the Court of International Trade, has said perhaps the Section 122s are unlawful, but only for the plaintiff. We also have Sections 232, 338, 301. I could go on and on, but that's just on the tariff front. Do you have a good tariff plan that you've been using as part of an effort to get your arms around this? Let's go over into the transportation side. With this historic freight recession looking like it's coming to an end, we're seeing demand increase. We're seeing a contraction in supplies, which means we're seeing on the truckload side especially rate increases of 8 to 12 or even 15%. But it's not just the increase in rates. We're seeing increases of fuel surcharges as much as 60 to 80% since the Iran conflict. Did you plan on that occurring? Do you have it modeled? Do you understand the impact? I could go into other areas. For example, the Supreme Court decision that we talked about last week on the 2-Minute Warning, 9-0, where the Montgomery decision, where they held that C.H. Robinson could be held liable for accidents caused by carriers they selected, and they could be held liable in state courts. It's not just C.H. Robinson that ought to be concerned. Aside from a lot of the brokers, you as a shipper have some responsibilities, which I mentioned this to a group of CEOs yesterday. Your company is basically playing Russian roulette with trucking, and you don't even know it. So just ask your team one question. Do you have a written plan which determines who I can use as a carrier? It vets the carriers. And if you don't have that written plan, get back to me. 2 hours later, a CEO got me a note saying, Mike, let's talk. Now here at Transact, we have a lot of solutions that we can use to address these issues. Our carrier vetting process, we have a rapid assessment, a tariff management plan, could go on and on, but here's what you need to know. If you want help getting a written transportation plan, and a great one, and other tools that you can use to grab your arms around these things and eliminate uncertainties, send me an email, give us a call, because with each and every 2-minute warning, here to remind you, on your team, here to help. Passionate about seeing you be successful. Thanks for your time.